What is up, guys? Beancrew49 here. We are back on the Desolation map, and we're out in front of the Fox Theater yet again. We're gonna work on the Fox today. How many times can I pull that joke before you stop believing me? Okay, we're not working on the Fox Theater today, guys, because I got something new and exciting for you. I'm gonna start a new project. Now, I know what you're thinking. Bean, you're gonna start another new project before having finished your other old projects. Well, what can I say? That's me. I don't know, for some reason, like, once I'm about to finish if I'm on the threshold of finishing the Fox and calling it finished, I'm like, oh, let's put that aside completely and forget about it for 6 months. It's not going to be 6 months. I'm going to finish the Fox Theater this week, probably. It's going to be quick. It's going to be easy. It's going to be painless. But today I'm starting a new project. And I don't want to talk too much about this project because it's somewhat of a surprise. I'm just going to... I guess I'll tell you. This is going to be Coveton's first Gentlemen's Club. And if you don't know what that means, I'm sorry. I'm not going to explain it. Okay? It's going to be a gentleman's club, and we're not going to get too much done. This is the preliminary process, a preliminary aspect of this build, so we're not going to see a whole lot of progress today. I'm going to get a name for it, though. I'm going to get a sign, so you're going to know what it's called by the end of this video. Stay tuned to find out what that is. But there's another reason why you should stay tuned, because today's Monday, and Monday means Creative Question of the Weekday, and this is my favorite part. This is your favorite part. We're all of our favorite parts. I don't know, maybe some of you hate it. I don't know. Whatever. Tell me in the comment section if you hate Mondays. I doubt most of you do. But today's Creative Question of the Week time, and this is when I answer a question given to me by the audience. This requires audience participation, guys. We need you to get involved. Last week, I didn't get too many questions. I didn't get a diversity of questions, so I had like 2 questions to choose from. What was up with that, guys? Where were my questions? All right? You get to take part in this, so it's your questions I'm answering. So be sure to leave a comment in the comment section below. Creative Question of the Week style. Put a question that you want to hear me talk about on Monday's video. Next Monday, you put a question in this week, and I'm going to choose from it for next week, for next Monday. So it's not like you got to wait a long time to hear these questions answered. But anyway, we're going to get into it today. We've got a lot to talk about, so let's get right into it. Today's question comes to us from Atomic Zom Slayer, and he asks, how does incarnation work, and is there a way to remember your past life? Oh, thank you, Atomic Zom Slayer. That was a great question. He's asked some questions before, and I appreciate all the questions that you and everyone else asked me. So like I said, put it in the question, put it in the creative question in the comment section, whatever. Okay. Alright, so how does reincarnation work, and can you remember past lives? Good question. So I'm going to give you a mixture of what I know to be true and what I believe and what I speculate. So I'll try to explain which is which as I get into it. But I know a lot of you are religious and you've been programmed not to believe in reincarnation. You know, you go to heaven and that's it, or you go to hell and that's it. And it couldn't be further from the truth. All right. Now, heaven and hell are aspects of something that is real, and I don't want to get too far into that because I know most of you don't believe me, and I'm sure some of you want to hear it, but you know, the whole religious dogma really prevents people from opening up and expressing themselves. So I'm going to tell you, I'm going to kind of skip over heaven and hell right now, okay? And I'm going to talk to you about what I know as for a fact, what I know to be true about most of you, okay? Almost all of you. You all think that you're humans, right? And you are. You're all humans. Of course you're human. You can, you know, look at yourself in the mirror, hit yourself on the head, you know you're a human, right? But the reality is that you are far more than just human. Your human aspect is one aspect of who you truly are. What you truly are at your core is consciousness. And this consciousness doesn't have physicality because it exists on a dimension that's in the 5th dimension, basically. We're living in a 3rd dimension where there's physicality, where there's denseness, where things are so dense that you can run into a wall and the wall is there to stop you, okay? But on the 5th dimension, basically all entities on the 5th dimension are beings of light. And that is exactly what you are. You are a 5th dimensional entity having a 3-dimensional experience. Now let that sink in for a moment. And you're saying, what does that mean? Basically, if you want to get religious on it, it's basically your soul, which exists at a higher level of consciousness, a higher level of perception. And your soul is an expression of source. And by proxy, you're an expression of your consciousness, so you are an expression of source. When I say source, I mean the center of the universe, the place where all things come. A lot of people call it God. The religious people call it God, but those who deal in energy, people like me who can sense and feel and understand energy, we call it source because it's the beginning of it all things. It was the start of the Big Bang, and it is the consciousness from which we all sprung, because we're all different aspects of source consciousness. And so you're having this human experience, and part of the human experience is for you to be cut off from all that you knew before. When you become a human, when you come out of your mama's belly, all right, you have forgotten everything that came before. And this is something we've chosen collectively to do because it really, really helps us to learn about things. Now, source consciousness is trying to learn about itself. All existence are different aspects of source with polarities. We're all different, right? But in order for source to learn about itself, it had to split up into all these different things so that it can learn about it. You can't learn about black unless you know about white, right? Or vice versa. So that's what source is doing. It's splitting itself up so that it can learn about itself. And you're just one of those splits. And when you see someone who's of a different descent than you see them as differently. But the truth is they are you in just a different form. So where was I going with that? So you're different aspects of source. And when we come into humanity, when we become humans, when our incarnation is a human, we forget everything. And the reason we do this is so that we can really learn. You don't like the heart. You're gonna learn the most. Let's put this in like school terms. If you take, if you're in 8th grade and you take multiplication classes, right? You're gonna learn something, but not much. Now, if you're in 8th grade and you take pre-calculus, you're going to learn a lot more. It's going to be a struggle. It's going to be more of a struggle than if you take basic math, right? But in the end, you are going to learn a lot more. And that's what humans have chosen to do. We've chosen to really go to the toughest school, which is humanity, because we're completely cut off with our 5th dimensional aspect. A lot of you have no idea it's there, but those of us who realize it, we call it our intuition, we call it our soul, and it's speaking to us. It always is speaking to us, and it just takes a certain set of skills to be able to hear it. Okay, so we've all incarnated as humans. You have had lifetime upon lifetime upon lifetimes times infinity before this life, and you will have infinity lifetimes after this life. You are a being who cannot be destroyed. You cannot die. You just move on from your physicality to the next thing. You don't always incarnate as physical beings. Sometimes you incarnate as a light being. Sometimes you incarnate as animals. Sometimes you incarnate in different solar systems. There's always, The problem is humans generally reincarnate as humans. So this is where the idea of past lives that you can remember sort of comes into play. Because if you're remembering a past life when you were on the Andromeda galaxy, it's going to look like a fantasy. You're not going to understand what it is. But when people start seeing their past lives from when they were a human before, then they start saying, oh, now this is making sense. Now I understand reincarnation. The truth is you've been so many things that are not human that it would boggle your mind. But once you become human, you tend to reincarnate as a human again. And, so when you die, you just return to your 5th dimensional self, right? Your physical body stops breathing, your heart stops pumping, and you travel back to your 5th dimensional consciousness light body. Basically, is all that happens. And from there, you take a rest period, and then you come back as another incarnation. And you get to choose what you want to incarnate as. And so everything I've told you, from my opinion so far, is fact. Now, of course, you differ and you say, how could he possibly know this? And I tell you through meditation, you're saying, well, how could that be possible? That doesn't make any sense. And then I ask you, have you meditated? Have you tried it? And then you say no, and then the conversation ends, okay, basically. But there is a way for you to experience your past lives. I've never done this, but one of the most effective ways I hear is past life regression, where they put you under hypnosis by a trained professional, and you won't remember it, but they record the sessions, and they get you so deep into hypnosis. By the way, only like 30% of the population could be hypnotized. Maybe it's less than that, so it won't work for everybody. But apparently, they can get you to see, hear, and feel your past lives through a past life regression therapy session, and you can experience your past lives. that's a small part of the population can do that. Most people, I don't know what the percentage is. You can go, whatever. You go check it online. I don't know. But how I've done it, and I've only gotten glimpses into a past life, very quick glimpses, because I'm not clairvoyant. I don't see things with my third eye. But I have had quick glimpses into my past life, the one that came before this. And I've done this through the Akashic Records. Now, we're going to go out there, guys. I don't expect you all to believe me. I'm saying this, talking to you about this, because I have done it. I have experienced it, so I know it's true. I know you're not going to believe me for the most part. But bear with me here, guys. Through meditation, you can access a higher dimension than even the fifth dimension. You can go deep. And now you're not taking your body there, but you're projecting your consciousness into a higher level of experience. And this just takes so much practice. Like, I've been practicing for a year, and I do it on the best days, but not every day can I pull this off, because you have to get into a super deep meditative state. You have to raise your vibration to a high level, but through meditation you can access the Akashic Records. And some say this is the seventh dimension. I don't know for sure. I have no idea what dimension this is, but if you raise your vibration through meditation enough, you can reach Akashic Records. And this is basically a light library. This is a place on a higher dimension where all information for the history and the present and the future, which all occurs at once, of the entire universe is stored. Everything is recorded, and you can access this library through meditation. And depending on how high your vibration is, how high you're willing to, or how deep into the meditative state you're willing to get, you can access information about yourself and others about your past lives. And you will be shown your past lives. I don't want to talk about my past life because it's very private. It's very something I don't want to. You guys are not ready for my past life. My past life was a doozy. Suffice it to say, I wasn't human. Okay, and yeah, you can learn about yourself. You can learn about others. And I've seen it. I saw glimpses into my past life. It was definitely a different planet. Not this. It wasn't Earth. That's for sure. And yeah, it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to learn from that, but that's what I'm still trying to figure out. And I practice every so often, trying to get more and more access to the Akashic Records. But if you've never heard of the Akashic Records, I encourage you guys to go on the internet and look it up. It's Akasc. No, Akashic. Akasch. I don't know. Figure it out. Right? You got Google. What do you need me for? So I've gotten a glimpse into my past life. That's why I believe for a fact that reincarnation exists. It's something that you can't avoid. It doesn't matter what religion you're in. And it's something that helps us to grow. Because like I said, we're just expressions of Source having different lives to learn about ourselves. That's all you are. That's all your existence is. You are an aspect of God learning about itself, so that it can learn more and expand. And that's why the universe is expanding, because we're constantly learning more and more about ourselves. We're learning about the only thing there is, which is us. Isn't that crazy to think about? Most of you probably can't get your minds around that. But if you do get your mind around that, I'd love to have a discussion in the comment section below. I'd love to hear what you guys think about this. Again, I can't stress this enough, guys. Try meditation. I'm telling you. I don't know why. I've brought this up to so many people, and I've shown them results. And, most people don't believe me. They think I'm crazy, which is fine. 2 years ago, I would have thought I was crazy too. But that's why I encourage people to try it for themselves, because you only learn through experience. Words don't teach people. You're hearing the words I'm saying right now, but you're not learning what I'm saying. The only way you're going to learn what I'm saying is if you experience it yourself. And that's how I learned. A million people telling me that reincarnation is a thing doesn't change my opinion, but experiencing something like this does. So that's why I encourage all of you guys to try to meditate. Try meditation. And a lot of people think that meditation is just, sitting there and thinking a bunch of thoughts. That is not what meditation is. In fact, that's what meditation is portrayed to you as by movies and books and media and all the things that you know about meditation is portraying that is to get you to think about meditation in the wrong way. Meditation is not thinking a bunch of thoughts. Meditation is the exact opposite. It is turning off your thoughts, turning off the ego mind, the programs that is running in your head. What am I going to eat for lunch? I wonder if this is working. What does she think about me? I wonder if I should tell her I like her. That's your ego mind is going off on tangents that have nothing to do with anything. It's like a program that's spiraled out of control, and that's your ego mind. Now, these are 99.9% of the thoughts you think on a daily basis are ego mind thoughts. That 0.1% of your thoughts come from your source, come from your higher fifth dimensional, your soul, and it's trying to communicate with you, but it can't get through because there's so many ego thoughts running through your brain. So meditation is the act of turning off your ego mind. It takes a lot of practice. You have to really work at it because the ego mind is so used to being in control that it will not relinquish control that easily. So you got to turn off your ego mind and allow your higher self, your fifth dimensional aspect, your soul, to speak to you directly. And it can only do that once your ego thoughts are turned off. So that is what meditation is. It is turning off your ego mind so that you can hear your true self, your soul, speak to you, and it will give you guidance and fill you with understanding and knowledge and wisdom and love and all the things that you need to be a great human being so that you can go on to your next life having learned a beautiful lesson. All right? So that's what reincarnation is. That's how you can learn more about it. I never tried past life regression, okay? So I can't recommend that. But I can definitely recommend meditation to everyone. And, you're not going to do it overnight. It's going to take years, actually years, to be able to access the Akashic Records. Maybe less if you're truly dedicated. But it takes a while to access it. So don't expect overnight results. But if you truly want to learn about what is going on besides this 3D reality, the only way to truly know is to meditate and turn off those ego mind programmed thoughts. Fear, worry, anxiousness, all the negative thoughts are just swirling in your head, okay? So that's gonna be the hanky spanky. Wow, what a weird way to end that video. The Hanky Spanky Gentlemen's Club is coming through. It's very early in the production, so we'll see where this goes. So leave a creative question of the week in the comment section below if you really enjoyed this. I'd love to hear your questions. I always do. You guys bring great questions. So I want to thank Atomic Zomslayer for his great question. I hope I illuminated something for you, and I hope you can do more research on the Cosmic Records. Okay, leave a like if you guys enjoyed this. Happy Minecrafting. Peace. Comment of the week.